While Iran is on the back foot after events in Syria, Israel has been using the moment to carry out hundreds of strikes on targets inside the country. Footage verified by the Reuters news agency shows an explosion early on Monday in the coastal region of Tartus. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights says the Israeli military attacked air defences and missile storage sites there. The region is also home to Russia's only naval base in the Mediterranean. Let's speak now to Marina Miron from the War Studies Department at King's College London. Marina joins us from Munich. Great to see you, Marina. So the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights says these are Israel's, quote, heaviest strikes in Syria's coastal region since the start of strikes in 2012. So could you walk us through the infrastructure that Israel has been targeting?
Good evening. Well, if we look at the strikes, IDF reported some 480 or even more strikes on the Syrian territory, mostly targeting reportedly air defenses, long-range missile stockpiles, and stockpiles of ammunition and allegedly chemical weapons. So basically, the idea here is, according to Israeli reasoning, is to prevent any potential malicious actor, which would be a potential enemy for Israel, from getting hold of these weapons.
All right, but are those fears then actually well-founded?
Well, we don't know what is going to happen in Syria. Right now, we don't know how the new government will be formed, how it will evolve, and what political stance it will take. HTS leader al-Jolani said that he is not looking for a war with Israel, but we don't know the long-term prospects and what is going to happen in Syria. Syria is now highly fragmented, and the groups seeking power are also fragmented within. So it's very difficult to predict how this will turn out. And if we remind ourselves about the rise of the Islamic State in Iraq, again, they could benefit from the weapons left behind by the US forces. And so the reasoning here is to prevent a possible scenario mirroring what has already happened in Iraq.
More broadly, how do you see the shift in power in Syria influencing conflict in the region?
It's a very difficult one because we have Israel on the one hand, and then we also have Turkey and Erdogan's ambitions in Syria and in the broader Middle East on the other hand. And so there is a potential for clash between these two, not necessarily an armed clash, but both will be seeking to project power into the region. And of course, we have to remember as well that Israel is still in the confrontation with Iran. Iran is weakened right now, but Iran might regroup and recover in order to continue this confrontation. So this is reshaping the power structure in the Middle East, and a lot is to be said what the United States will do when Donald Trump assumes office, how far he will be supporting Israeli action of moving forward and occupying more territory in the Golan Heights. And of course, Turkey as a NATO member, what will the other NATO members do to influence Turkish policy in Syria? And of course, we have to remember that there are different religious and ethnic groups in Syria, and different players are supporting them, such as, for instance, the Syrian Kurds, whom the Turkey perceives as an enemy, as a terrorist organization, and they are being supported by NATO more broadly. So it will be interesting to see how these power dynamics shape up, but these will be most likely the main players. And of course, the Arab states in the region who do not like what Israel is doing right now. It remains to be seen in how far Riyadh, for instance, will try to influence what is happening in the region.
Thanks, Marina, for that analysis. Marina Miron from the War Studies Department at King's College in London.
Thank you for having me.